tonight's race at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. We're here for the Lucas Oil 200 in the booth tonight. We've got Mike Fair and Dustin Phillips. How's it going, gentlemen?
I'm doing great. How about you, Dustin? Dustin's doing really well, too.
All right, well, we'll come back to Dustin. And, well, we got qualifying underway, and let's get to it to see who's out there. As the drivers haven't even made a full lap around the track yet, but I know some of these guys have been practicing all week, putting down some fast lap times. Indianapolis is kind of a unique track, don't you think, Mike? We got some long straightaways in the front and the back. It's kind of a paperclip, 2.5 miles.
Yeah, it's definitely unique. We don't see anything like it. You know, when NASCAR started coming here, I don't know, like, what was it? Got to be like 20 years now, maybe about that. But when NASCAR started coming here, it's a completely different experience. We got, you know, low banking turns and long straightaways and very little passing lanes. And I'm looking forward to seeing these guys run. They had a race on Monday with over at red light, and the guys did a real good job on a somewhat loose setup. These cars are a little bit tighter than they were on Monday, so we should see some pretty hard racing here.
Yeah, I would agree, and I think we're going to be able to see the drivers really drive off the corners and carry that speed throughout. But it'll be interesting as everybody approaches those corners a little bit differently, and you do experience a little tire wear.
Yeah, the strategy for Monday's race was, you know, the winning strategy anyways, was maintain those tires. The winner of that race was really better in the long run than the short run. They really kind of maintained the temps, and you know, after 8 to 10 laps, they were really quick, and they were putting the quickest laps on the field. So it should be interesting to see how these guys play. I know a lot of these drivers like to get out there hard and run some real hard laps, and that might not be the winning strategy tonight.
Yeah, I would agree. I think another interesting component to it is restarts. If we do see a caution tonight, I think because the pace car goes off quite early, and there's actually quite a long drive for these drivers down to the actual start line, that from time to time we do see them back up and get into each other as a result. So it'll be interesting to see if drivers can keep that awareness all race long, whether we're under the pace car or under green flag conditions.
Yeah, we did talk about that in the drivers' meeting today. Just those restarts, you know, it's easy for the line to get accordioned up, and for guys, you know, that are, you know, eight rows back to run into the back of the car in front of them when the leader starts slowing down a little bit. It's just kind of a chain reaction type deal. And we've got a lot of drivers here tonight, one of the better turnouts for the series. So I told these guys to pay real close attention to those restarts and try and keep that pace speed and keep some distance, and you know, try and get some clean restarts.
Yeah, agreed. And tonight is the last night before the big chase. We got a lot of drivers sitting on that cusp. A couple of them, Jonas Hankins and David Howard Jr., both sitting in 9th position, tied for 9th, in fact. Ricky Goodman is our last driver in 8th position. He's going to have a heck of a night tonight, make sure that he finishes well. And we've got Raymond Edge Raymond Edge and Andrew Packer, honestly, in 11th and 12th, really close to it as well. So I think Raymond and Andrew are a little bit far back to get in there, but you never know. But I think tonight it's up to Ricky to really hold on to that 8th position or last spot in the chase.
Yeah, you know, Jeremy Patterson's in 7th. He's got 209 points. And then, you know, back to 12th, 184 points. So, you know, the winner of this race has taken home 43 points. And, you know, that could be a big swing here. So I think you're right. I think we got about 3 drivers on the bubble, and 3 drivers are going to need a real good race to get into that chase next week.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, I think the other component of it, we haven't talked about it a whole lot. We talk about it every now and then, but this league series has 2 components and a money payout, actually, for the champion. But we also have a smaller payout for the highest placed non-race or non-chase finisher.
Yeah, I'm excited for that as well. I think that, you know, the point of that is kind of to encourage these guys, if they're not in the chase, to continue to come out and race with us. And you know, we're gonna have a little bit of a sub championship there, if you want to call it that. But the winner of the non-chase guys are gonna take home a little bit of money.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's good to see it. It definitely raises the stakes, so to speak. So it's definitely going to bring on some racing, and I think we're gonna have plenty of action here tonight. So, by chance, Dustin, did you have a copy?
Hey guys, I'm here.
Good deal. So we did some introductions earlier. Called you out. We weren't sure if you were having mic problems or not, but we definitely got you in the booth, and we were definitely talking about track conditions tonight. We got a little cooler track temps, and I think it's gonna play in some drivers' favor tonight with those cooler temperatures.
Yeah, I definitely think you're right, man. I was watching a little bit of practice and now looking at qualifying, and you got about the same guys up there at the front that's been there all week in practice and all, and you're going to have Nate and Calvin. I think we were talking a little earlier, and he's got a really good long-run car tonight. He's been working on that all week, so kind of good to see him. And James has been fast all week, and David Howard Jr. is always he was quick here Monday night, and probably really wants that one back, because I think if that thing would have finished under green, he definitely would have won that. So it's going to be fun to see him again up there. And a lot of these guys are fast. I'm just looking forward to a good race tonight.
I think you said it though, man. I think you said it when Calvin was working on that long run car. You know, seeing Nate up front, I'm used to seeing Nate up front. I think he's really good at qualifying and putting down quick laps. But I think that this race could come down to conserving tires and not worrying about a single lap speed. So, you know, we'll see how it plays out. Hopefully these guys can manage their stuff.
Yeah, I was definitely thinking that. I was talking to some of the guys earlier, and I think they were going 17 laps on a fuel run, maybe pushing it depending on what caution is going to be. But the tires are going away on these things pretty good, so we'll just have to keep an eye on that. And it's all going to be tire management, especially if we don't have a bunch of cautions up. You know, a lot of these guys they're professionals, so they kind of know how to do it. Hopefully we can stay away from the cautions tonight.
Well, we're running 80 laps here tonight, Dustin. You know, as somebody who's on the track today, where do you want to start? What do you kind of want to do? What does your game plan look like for the first half of this race?
For me, definitely I ran Monday night, and mine was kind of take it easy and save my stuff and being there in the end, and it ended up not really working out to my advantage. But I think if you save your stuff and you're there at the end, we saw a late race restart where Kevin O'Brien was fast, man, and he showed up late, and he decided he was going to make a race of it. So it just decided to really put something on. So it's going to be, hopefully late race restart, and you never know what's going to happen, and just save your stuff and see how it turns out.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what's the preferred line here, especially on the start. I know a lot of drivers like that inside line, and actually, we were seeing a lot of bottom feeding there during that race on Monday. And if you're on the outside, and if you're not making it stick, it's kind of like a freight train. What do you think?
I definitely agree with that there, Jamie. Looks like a lot of bottom feeding, but I tell you what, there's been some very competitive people, so might see some side by side racing, but probably not a lot successfully. Like I said, these guys are professionals, but they're all going to take it easy, and they kind of know what they've got. And even though the cool temperatures, that definitely helps these guys out a lot. I know they were saying the car was still a little snug, but they were going to definitely freed it up compared to the other night, so they're going to enjoy these a little bit faster speeds, and it's going to be a fun show here. We're going to have to see how this all turns out.
Yeah, and looks like it's finishing up. Looks like Tim Lewis there captures the pole, first pole of the season.
Yeah, he just came out of nowhere there. He put that time up late in the run, and that's going to give him first place.
Yeah, that's a pretty awesome time. 49.845 to a 49.846. Pretty close there.
Well, we're getting ready to grid up, and you know what time that is, or what time it is, I should say, as we need to pick our drivers for this evening. Dustin, it's been a while since you've been in the booth. Why don't you go ahead and start us off?
Well, guys, you probably know who I'm going to pick tonight. I'm going to pick my old teammate there, Calvin Allison. I lent him my my backup car tonight, and we got a couple guys, driver development going on. So definitely, I've been working on that setup all week, and I think he's got a long run car, and he's definitely got the speed. So we'll have to see. Pretty smart behind the wheel, so that's my pick for tonight.
Mike, you want to take the next one?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Mr. Tim Lewis there. I think he impressed me with that speed. I don't think he was working on a quick lap that whole session. I think we'll see him hopefully have a good long run car, and that's gonna be my pick today.
All right. Well, I'm going to go with Jeremy Patterson in the 938, Mr. Oculus, and plus I like that Sriracha car.
Yeah.
But he's on the cusp. He's got to drive, and that's why I'm picking him tonight. I think he knows that. He's probably had it on his mind a little bit. He wants to be in the chase, and I'm going with Jeremy Patterson.
Yeah, I promised these guys that I wouldn't pick anybody that was in that 8th through 12th spot because I didn't want to ruin their race by picking them. So you just jinxed it, so you know.
Okay, well, hey, I wasn't part of that conversation, so I'm going to go with what my gut's telling me. So let's grid them up.
All right, on the first row, we've got Timothy Lewis outside. We got Nate LaFleur.
Row 2, Calvin Allison and James Skelton.
Row number 3 on the inside, we got Mike Mahoney, and on the outside, John Fershing Jr.
Row 4, David Howard Jr. and Kevin O'Brien.
Row number 5, we got Andrew Packer and William Long.
Row 6, Jason Garrett and my pick, Jeremy Patterson.
Row number 7, we got Jonas Hankins and Philip Bundick.
Row 8, Jordan Beck and Daniel Haney.
Row 9, we got Dale Albright and Ricky Goodman.
Row 10, Keith Haney and Brent Cowboy Rogers.
Row 11, we got Butch Frazier and Evan Roush.
Row 12, Raymond Edge and Josh Buckley, our current points leader.
And row 13, Dustin Phillips is not on the track, so he's in here with us.
Big field tonight, guys.
Very exciting, very exciting.
Yeah, so we haven't talked about a lot, so I'll kick us off here. You know, this is a 2.5-mile track. It's definitely got characteristics of a super speedway. You are going to feel the effects of the draft here. Some of these, I'm kind of curious if Tim got a push there, drafting behind somebody to get that time. I know we didn't get a chance to see it, but it definitely plays a factor here. It also makes you really have to be aware of how you're getting into the corners. Your guys' thoughts?
Just real quick there, sorry, we're having some technical issues. Jeremy, what overlay do you have up right now?
I have the starting grid.
Is it still there?
It is. It's gone now.
It's completely gone now?
Yep.
Perfect. Continue.
All right, so like I was saying, Indianapolis, characteristics of a super speedway, got some drafting that is going to come into play here. In a 2-car tandem, you're definitely faster than by yourself. It definitely makes getting into the corners a whole lot more interesting. So what are you guys' thoughts on that as we get ready to go green?
I definitely think it's going to play a little bit of a factor. It's just going to see who's going to work together. I know there's a couple teammates and there's guys kind of spread out around each other. So as we come to green here, I have to take a look here, see how it all pans out.
Yeah, I agree. It's definitely one of those tracks that's not all about drafting, but those straightaways are super long, so it's definitely something to think about. You want to keep those fenders real nice and clean, and worry about that aero drag as well.
Well, we're getting ready to go green. We got a green flag, and here we go. Everybody gets into turn 1 fairly clean. Sammy Lewis is going 3 wide down the backstretch already.
Bunch of cars. You know, these guys are racing pretty clean here, getting sorted out. You know, there's a lot of tight racing, but these guys know what they're doing, and we don't have any incidents on that start.
No, we don't, but we are having some technical difficulties in the booth here. The ticker there is showing zeros for everyone, so we'll work on that, but we'll get back to the racing here as they go 3 wide down the front stretch.
Oh, somebody's going to have to give here.
Do me a favor, Jamie, just restart your overlays and let me know when it's up.
Calvin Allison to the lead there. Nice move to the bottom.
All right, man.
Yeah, Calvin looking, you know, I think that's a smart move. He kind of wants to get out in front of everybody and out of trouble. You know, clean air is important at any track for sure.
Yeah, we saw him pretty much all week in practice be pretty quick, so he may start to stretch that lead here for a little bit. And his tire fall off hasn't been even too bad. He's been able to manage it well, so have to keep an eye on him. And Nate's been fast too, so.
All right, so we've got the overlays back up, and time's looking good. So we've got Calvin Allison on front, Tim Lewis right behind Nate LaFleur looking for that second position.
Definitely got some good hard racing through 6th through 8th. All these cars are pretty tight together.
Well, Calvin didn't waste any time, did he?
No, he's definitely out there. I wonder if, you know, we talked earlier about saving tires. I wonder if he's running real hard or if he's just trying to, you know, get some distance between him and the field. So Kevin gets real high there, almost puts it in the wall, but looks like he keeps it off.
Yeah, but Dustin, I think you can attest to this. We've seen Kevin kind of play kind of smooth there at the beginning, letting the faster drivers go or just letting drivers go, period. He obviously wants to be there at the end. And Kevin was actually pretty fast in Monday night's race.
Yeah, he was. I was riding there about mid-pack with him there for a while, and we had a pretty good battle. And, you know, we get, what, 3 or 4 to go. I can't remember how many laps it was to go in red lights race. And caution's out.
That's Mike Mahoney, I believe, as we see Mike go around. Yep, Mike Mahoney in the 945 comes around. Maybe we'll come back to that here in a second as the field is now under yellow.
Let's see if we can take a look at that replay here.
So far the car's looking pretty good. I don't know that he's got a whole lot of range. Looks like he might have just got a little bit of help there from the...
Yeah, he definitely got help.
I think it was 73 of Jason Garrett as they were trying to look for positions there. So.
Yeah, it looks like Garrett got just a little bit underneath him, got a run, and this Mike didn't know he was there, but looks like Mike's got a little bit of front damage, and hopefully he'll get into pits and get that taken care of.
Yeah, Mike's been impressing me lately. He's been having some real strong runs. He's been up front. He's always been fast. So Mike's definitely one to watch here. Hopefully, all he needs is hopefully he doesn't have to use that quick repair and is able to come in and just get some quick, bondo on the car, if you will, and get back out there.
It looks like I'm showing Mike as being off the track, so he might be a little frustrated with that incident.
Yeah, it's probably easy to think, Jason got in there kind of aggressive, but, it was a night he had him underneath. I just don't think Mike knew he was there, and he slid up a little bit, so it's kind of a racing deal, but it's pretty early to be racing that hard.
See Calvin jump in there last minute. It looked like he might have been looking at his rear view and saw the pack coming down pit road and got underneath that commitment cone at that very last second.
Yeah, he's a true hooligan. I got to watch out. He definitely has some trickery up his sleeve.
I'm showing Mike back on the track now, so that's good to see.
Yeah, that is real good to see. And just to let you know, got the Twitch chat room open. So if you got a question for us during the broadcast, we'll be sure to try to put them on the air and answer them if we can. And so drop us a line.
All right, as they get off pit road, looks like I'm showing Calvin in 6th. So got a couple cars in front of him to deal with this time.
Yeah, it should be interesting. You know, Kelvin started in that second row, and I think he's got a fast enough car there where he can make it work. You know, I don't think he wants to get too far in traffic. You know, I think we would all agree that a car in traffic that handles and is not as good as the car that's leading the pack. So.
Yeah, I don't know, guys. I didn't pay attention, but did Dale Albright and Kevin O'Brien, did they take 2 or not stop, or?
Dale and Kevin both stayed out. Timothy Lewis, Nate LaFleur, and David Howard, which are 3, 4, and 5, took 2 tires.
Yeah, okay. I knew there had to be something there, so that's going to be a telltale sign here as we go along to see how 2 tires work. I know 2 tires really seemed to free the car up the other night, so that might help this tight condition tonight, so we'll have to see.
It looked like Dale Albright and Kevin O'Brien decided to maybe change their mind and come in and get some tires.
Yeah, I was talking to Dale a little bit earlier in practice, and he was telling me that their plan was just to sit back and try to keep things clean and ride around and be there at the end, so probably a little strategy there to lead him a lap and maybe get him a bonus point there, and then come back up and, you know, be there at the end. You never know. Old Dale Albright keeps his nose clean most of the time and just, you know, tries to be there at the end. So have to keep an eye on him as the race goes on.
Well, he definitely did pick up a bonus point for leading that last lap, so that's going to help his point situation. He doesn't look like he's really in contention for the chase, but you know, battling for that top position outside of the chase, you know, every point helps.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's take a look at those standings here real quick while we're under caution. Like I mentioned earlier, we got Josh Buckley as being our points leader this evening going into it. He's got about 18-point lead over John Fershing Jr. there in 2nd, Nate LaFleur in 3rd, James Skelton in 4th, Keith Haney in 5th, Kevin O'Brien in 6th, Jeremy Patterson in 7th. And, actually...
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Ricky Goodman in 8th, and Jonas Hankins and David Howard Jr. there, like I mentioned earlier, all tied for 9th place, trying to make their way into the chase tonight, so...
Yeah, you know, there's only that 1 point separating 9th from 8th, so, you know, Ricky's got to be on his game here. He's got to, you know, have a great finish, at least finish in front of Jonas and David, and I think he probably knows that. I think, you know, he's a smart guy. He's probably looked at the schedule. He knows the drivers that he has to finish in front of, so I'm sure he'll be thinking about that while on the track.
Yeah, I definitely agree. It's going to be a good battle right down to the end for those. And Jeremy, even Kevin's not safe. You know, he's got to finish this race and have a good finish, because those guys could just slip right on up there with as many cars as we have here tonight. So
yeah, you can't rule out, you know, the incident points, and you can't rule out bonus points for leading laps and finishing races and stuff. So there's a bunch of different ways to get points or lose points. So, you know, until that schedule is posted after the race, it's anyone's game.
So these are long laps under caution. If you're out there, guys, are you saving fuel, or are you putting it down into 4th and putting the clutch in? What are you doing?
Yeah, for me, I'm definitely saving fuel, man. I know the other night I was definitely cutting the engine off and letting it coast as much as I could, and trying to save every little bit to stretch it, man. And because you never know what it's going to come down to. Could get some long green flag runs here, and most of these guys are pretty smart. They're probably saving fuel, and like I said, it's going to be, you're going to see these same guys up at the front all night. I think they're going to be smart about it. They know they got to make the chase, or They either want to win. There's different. Calvin's wanting to win. A couple other guys wanting to get in on points. So it's going to be a fun race here.
All right, we're coming back to the green. As we can see, we're looking at Calvin's RPM. He had that clutch in. He wasn't turning the engine off, but he had the clutch in. And now he's just kind of thinking about the restart. So let's ride on board with him on this one and see what he makes happen.
I'll get the in-car camera going, and we'll take a peek at Calvin real quick in the car.
Drops it down into second gear, and he's ready to go back here.
He's right on that bumper of NAVSCAR. Looks like Nate wanted the outside here on the restart. Looks like a drag race down the back stretch here.
Calvin's not wasting any time. He's trying to get by Tim, but Tim had the preferred line there and was able to pull off the corner a lot better than Calvin there.
Yeah, Tim looks strong tonight. That's a fast qualifying time. Now leading the pack.
Yeah, I like his new paint scheme too.
Who's the sponsor on that?
Looks like Sam Pro, man. It's running the Sons of Anarchy car.
Like David Howard looking to the bottom of Allison as he washes up. Gonna lose 2 positions here.
Yeah, we were talking about that on Monday. That it's real easy to lose a couple positions. When you lose one, you kind of get up high, you're out of the groove, and it really hurts your exit off the corner. And if you get a bad exit off of the corner leading to one of those long straights, you could have a couple of cars drive by you.
Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but when I was driving Monday night, it was definitely one of those things that I wanted to back up the corner just so I could get in there real well and be fast out. And I noticed that seemed to work kind of in the middle of the pack. But when you're leading or you're in the second or third place cars, you really don't have an opportunity to back out of it too much going into those corners. It's you got to get all you can get.
Yeah, for 2 reasons. You don't want to be letting off the gas too early when you got a car right on you, because you don't want to surprise that driver and have them run into you, or worse, they could be underneath you and hit those brakes and lock up those front tires, and that cause the car to shoot up into you. So yeah, something you got to think about.
That's definitely a big momentum track, so you definitely got to let it roll through 1 and 2, and if you miss it just a little bit on entry, man, you kill the whole corner. So I've definitely noticed that these guys, definitely to start off with, have been doing a pretty good job. But checking out Timothy Lewis, looks like he's in another zip code out there. He's definitely looking good tonight so far.
Yeah, I think it's all about that clean air, man. Any car, you get out in front, feels like you can hit your lines, you can hit your marks. You don't have to worry about anything else and just concentrate on turning fast laps. And I think clean air is important here.
Yeah, absolutely. But I do see that car crab walking a little bit, which usually is an indicator he's running a little bit higher steering offset. I wonder if he is running a higher steering offset, if that's going to affect him later on in the race as the tires wear off a little bit quicker.
I don't know about y'all, but I'm taking a look here at Nate LaFleur, and he's lost almost 5 positions here in the last lap. So I don't know if he's having issues with that 981 or not. We'll have to keep an eye on that.
Yeah, you're right. Cars continue to go around him. Getting challenged by Jeremy Patterson right now.
Yeah, he's in the lowest position he's been all race. Currently in 8th. That is his lowest spot. So, like we said, when you mess up your rhythm, it's easy to let a whole bunch of cars back. You got to kind of collect yourself, get back into your rhythm, and then start moving back up the field. right behind him we got Jeremy Patterson. Looks like he's 9th. His lowest position was 14th, so he's moving up. Started 12th.
It looks like he's got under the floor here. We'll make a pass for 8th.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's my pick. I'm glad to see I'm moving on up.
He's looking good.
You know, but we do see Nate LaFleur right behind him. You know, it makes you kind of wonder when you got a car that's close. You don't want him to be taking air off the car. You don't want him to get the preferred line going into the corner. You're almost driving out of the rear view mirror more than you are the windshield. But you definitely want to get by somebody and get moving.
You know, talking about Indianapolis, you know, and NASCAR going to the track, they've got the new rules package there this weekend, and they're going to carry over that rule package over to Michigan as well. What do you guys think about that package? Do you know anything about it?
No.
Yeah, I was checking a little bit out. I don't know if you guys, you know, following on social media, but one of the teams took last week's setup and showed the rear spoiler and set a Coke can up beside it, and the Coke can sat a little bit above it. They showed the one coming for Indy this week, and it's probably another 3 or 4 inches above the Coke can. So there's a big difference. It's definitely going to get the cars sucked down a lot more. It's going to slow the speeds down, but I think it's going to be a lot tighter racing, hopefully. So it's going to be kind of exciting to see.
I was reading some stuff. Junior made some comments about it. He was saying that, you know, yeah, it's a huge spoiler. It's adding a lot of drag to the cars, but they've offset that downforce gain with something underneath the car in the rear end as well. So they're not increasing the downforce of that back end. They're just increasing the drag. So that's what that's going to do. It's going to let these cars suck up to each other. It's going to make it more of a super speedway feel. We should see a lot of drafting. We should see a lot of sucking up on those straightaways, and that could just change the way that track runs. That, you know, it's going to be completely different than last year.
Guys, we're having trouble here. Looks like the 914 just had some issues getting in the wall. He's giving up the lead here to David Howard.
Ooh, tough break there for Tim. And
yeah, he looked.
Go ahead.
He's gonna have to come in and get some repairs. That car's gonna be much slower with that damage. That's unfortunate for him.
You know, but Tim Lewis isn't the only driver out there having problems tonight. And we've got a couple that are already a couple laps down. You know, I think what is our first car a lap down? Do you know, Mike?
Looking like first car a lap down would be Evan Roush. I think he's the only car a lap down right now. No, or is he might be 2 laps down. But I think he is the only car off the lead lap. Raymond Edge is flirting with it as well. No, I think it is just the one car. Timothy Lewis is now the last car on the lead lap in 23rd place. I would expect to see him a lap down as the leader comes around when he comes out of the pits here.
Yeah, and I don't know if he can afford to, if we get a caution here and he's able to stay out there and be in a good spot, I don't know if he can really stay out there on those older tires. The newer tires are definitely where you want to be and what you want to have on, so I'm not sure if he's going to need a caution or two to get back into it, I think.
Yeah, you know, right now, like we said, he will be the only car 1 lap down. So, you know, if we do see a quick caution, he'll gain that lap back, and he'll be able to come in and get some tires. But, you know, the way that oh, we got a car going around.
I don't see a caution yet.
Got some close racing here for second here. Boys are all over each other.
That was the 967 of Andrew Backer. He just put it in that inside wall real hard. It would have been a dirty lick if you know, this wasn't virtual. But because it was so far on the inside, we did not see a caution. So that's a tough break for him and a tough break for Timothy Lewis, who could have used that yellow flag.
But with that being said, I mean, there are a lot of laps. I mean, we are coming to lap 20 right now. I'm suspecting we're going to see at least a couple more cautions. hopefully it'll all work out for him. I know when you get to the latter part of the race, though, and there's multiple cars a lap down, and you're the third lap, third in that line, it makes for a really long race.
It sure does, and I was just looking at the Twitch chat, and I had, it looks like Kim Dog had a question if we had any mandatory cautions. I'm sure there's a couple guys out there that wouldn't mind one right now, but
yeah,
the answer is no on that mandatory.
At 25, I'm sure some of these guys would love to see that. I know one person who doesn't, and that's David Howard. But yeah, you're right. No competition cautions here at NAVSCAR. Everyone races what they got, so kind of makes it exciting. Makes you think about everyone's got to think about what they got. But we are going to see some green flag stops real soon here. I think we had that last caution on 8th lap, so we should be seeing cars coming in about 4 laps or so.
Yeah, we talk about him week after week. Right now we're keying in on James Skelton, and he's been fast in Monday's race. He was fast. He's fast in this race as well, and I only suspect we'll see him up closer to the front here as we keep going. So.
Yeah, no doubt. He's been fast last several weeks, and he's kind of newer to our group. But I tell you what, man, he has definitely showed some good speed, and just glad to have a good competitive guy like that.
Keith Haney making his way through with the inside position. He's got position on the car on the outside there as he goes into 3 and is able to take the spot. Takes away from John Fursham Jr.
Yeah, we're definitely getting close here to green flag pit stops. It's going to be interesting to see who can stretch it that extra lap, or maybe who's been saving. But we're definitely coming up on green flag pit stops.
Yeah, you can listen to Calvin getting real out of the gas there. It looks like he was, and this line looks a little higher as he lets the 986 of James Skeleton underneath him. Everybody looks like they could use 4 fresh tires.
Did Calvin take 4?
Yes, he did. He told me he was taking 4 every time in. He does burn up those tires. He was saying that after his runs, he had about a 75% tire wear, which might sound like it's pretty good, but yeah, that's pretty worn up on these cars. So he'll probably be getting 4 every time.
So Dustin, you were talking about this track being a rhythm track, trying to just get in the rhythm of things, hit your marks, and it's interesting because while it looks like it's all the same track, going into 1 and 2 and into 3 and 4 is actually a little bit different. You gotta approach them a little bit differently. You see a lot of guys being able to handle 3 and 4 at maybe, from my perspective, at a higher speed, if you will, or quicker through it. 1 and 2, some guys have some real challenges getting in there, playing with that throttle, trying to find the right line.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you, Jamie. These guys, it's definitely going to be interesting, especially if we get some long green runs here with no cautions. Some of these guys are going to start fading. Some of their strategies are going to change as we go, and we're just going to have to see how this plays out, because 4 tires versus 2 is going to be a big difference. You're going to have guys on different fuel strategies, saving some, hoping for a caution. Have to continue to watch these guys. There's definitely going to be a lot of different strategies, and no guarantees here. If you're fast at the beginning, you'll be fast at the end. So.
Oh, that looks, mark your notebooks there. It looks like that's basically all the leaders in this lap on lap 24, so that should put us at lap 40 for our next set of pit stops. Looks like most of these guys are taking 4.
And I'm showing Butch Frazier as our current leader right now. Well, looks like he got cycled through there, so.
Yeah, he's just taking a stopping now, so he stayed out a couple extra.
So what are you guys' thoughts on that? Because some guys are saying, I want to pit early, and obviously the latter or the later that you stay out there, it becomes more difficult to kind of pick up where you left off. Do you want to pit early? Do you want to pit late? Where do you want to pit?
I want to push about as far as I can go, but I want to be pretty close to the same cycle as everybody else if I can. Because the longer you stay out there on worn-out tires, those guys are going to just start eating time up, and just, you know, you're going to lose more by staying out than you are going to go ahead and pit. So if it becomes a fuel mileage race, yeah, I might change my mind. But if it's going to be like it usually turns out for us, you're definitely better on stopping about with everybody else as much as you can.
That's interesting. Look at that. Ricky Goodman stays out a little bit longer than everybody else does, pick up an extra point. That's going to be crucial considering he's sitting in 8th place right now. So he's playing a smart game here. Let's see him get in cleanly on this pit entry.
Yeah, I was going to say that he's got to back it down, get it to about 60 miles an hour here on pit road, and find his way to his pit stall.
You know, we can see he's right on that 60 mile per hour mark. He's running about 250 or 2550 RPM. Let's see him stop in his box, see if he can do a nice clean stop here. Right sides are going to go up. And he takes 2 tires.
Bold move there.
So after we cycle around, looks like Keith Haney is he's out front. He's got about a 2-second lead over Calvin. Calvin's, oh, we got a yellow flag.
Like the 911 of William Long going to be the cause of this caution here. Heavy right front damage.
Yeah, he's blown up too. It looks like he would have bounced off that wall. Let's see if we can take a replay. Actually, looks like the 912 went up, and then he caused that crash, came back down into the 911.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can take a look at what happened there in the 912.
Ooh, just too high.
Yeah, he went into that corner really hot, and then just locked him up. And when you lock up your tires, the car stops turning, and that might just be some inexperience playing out there.
That's a tough break for William. He's been fast all week too.
Yeah, when you get out of the groove, I mean that's what happens if you don't enter that corner properly, and if you get too high, the car just wants to keep pushing. And I think we kind of seen him lock up his brakes there a little bit, and it didn't help because that car was already predetermined as to where it was going to go.
Yeah, he ran the throttle real late into that corner, almost full out, and yeah, you can't do that, especially not here.
Well, Jeremy Patterson seems to have made his way up to 3rd position here. Looking good for this evening.
Yeah, we see a little bit of a strategy here. A lot of guys coming down. Looks like they're going to get 4 more fresh ones and fill it up with some Sunoco fuel. And a couple of guys stayed out, Howard, Haney, and Patterson. And not too long ago was a stop, so we'll have to see how this all works out for these guys.
Yeah, the 4 car just came out of that out of pits when that caution came out, so he's good to go. It's like he just pit, so he'll have 4 fresh tires and all the fuel he needs right there in 4th place. But
whoa,
not sure what Jeremy's doing there. Hopefully that sucks.
It usually means the Oculus.
Oculus turned off on him. Yeah. He was complaining about that he had that issue happen last week, and he just did his best to kind of not hit the brakes, not slow down, and
yeah, he's not hurt. I think he's going to come back to us here.
Yeah, he might be able to get back to his position, but he was talking to me about that early in the week. He's like, if that happens again, he's like, I'm not gonna be able to race. I got to figure out what's going on. And there has been a couple incidents on the boards with it happening the same way. And he's really worried about it because that's his main method of racing. His rig is literally a rig without monitors, and he's gonna have to get something figured out. But it didn't hurt him this time under caution. It was the best case scenario for him, and he's back up into his position. Let's see if we could pull. Oh, I gotta see where he is here. Are we going back to 1 to go here, or are we going to do another lap? We're going to do another lap. Let's pull our in-race reporter, John Pershing Jr., down here and have a chat with him. John, it's the boys up in the booth. You got a copy?
Sure do. How's it going, guys?
It's good. It's been an interesting race so far. Tell us about your race. How you been doing?
Not too bad. Just trying to take it easy on my tires and save it for the long run, and it worked out. I got me forward a couple spots, and then this last caution here, I don't know, just trying to play some strategy. I got a whole bunch of cars in front of me now, but yeah, I don't know. Let's see if the fuel helps us out later on.
Yeah, we noticed that. Go ahead, Jamie.
Oh, I was just gonna say, you're currently running in seventh position. You talked about being back in the field a little bit. You definitely don't want to go any further back. You'd agree position is pretty much king here, right? I mean, you definitely want to be out front or in the top 5 cars there towards the latter part of the race, considering what we've seen on Monday night. So what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, track position is definitely key. The only way to really make a pass, cleanly, successfully, is to get a good run off a 2 or 4, get inside on the long straightaway, and then usually somebody will just give it up. They're not going to fight you out there because they're just going to lose grip and go backwards anyways. But if you're real close in speed to somebody, it's definitely more comfortable to be the one in front.
Yeah, definitely. Dustin, you got anything for John?
Yeah, John looking good tonight. I was just wondering how much tire fall off was on that last green run y'all were having.
Man, not much at all. Monday night, I noticed there was a ton of fall off. You did not stop without taking 4 tires. That green flag stop we made, we took 2, and it really felt pretty good. I ran another 50 flat, which was as good as my Q lap on 2 tires. So I was pretty impressed with that, and look, take 2 again later.
Awesome to hear, buddy. Well, good luck out there. We're about to go green, and like I said, man, looking good out there tonight.
Thanks, appreciate it, guys. Have a good broadcast.
Well, he spoke to some key issues or key points there. The passing, really tough. You kind of got to make your move at the exit of 2 or exit of 4, and set up your pass going into 1 or going into 2.
Which to me was a little bit different, to be honest with you. And like I said, I wasn't up there in the front pack like John was, but at the same time, where I seen some of the big advantages was actually going into 3. 3 was my corner to do what I wanted to do, because I backed up the corner and was able to really carry a lot of speed there and catch the guy in front of me. It makes such a big difference. It's interesting to hear the drivers and their perspectives as to where they want to be able to pass and feel that they're the strongest on the track.
Yeah, I agree with you, Jamie. Definitely Monday night as we go back to green, but 3 was definitely an easy area for that, and it was easier I could really eat guys up there in turn 3. So I definitely agree with that. We'll have to keep an eye on different driving styles and see how these guys handle it tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. It was noticeable. I mean, to the point where you would be 1 second back and you gain half a second on him just in the corner. So as we get ready to go green here.
Yeah, watch these guys. These guys in the rear. Once that pace car comes in, they're going to close up. The 4 of Ricky Goodman is just way back. It's kind of thrown off the outside line there. It looks like everyone's off. He's real slow to start there.
Yeah, stack that top groove up.
Yeah, Jeremy Patterson, he had a good run there, but looks like David Howard Jr. wants that first position.
Yeah, David's really good here, man. I watched him the other night. He's very methodical. He's been at this a while, and he's definitely got a good car under him tonight, and he's looking fast.
Did you notice Keith trying to break the draft there going along the straight?
Yeah, and we talked about it earlier. The draft does come into play here. You don't want to give the guy behind you any advantage. I think it should be called out, though. Look who's in fourth position. Mike Mahoney, after that early incident, is right back up at fourth place. So good run by him.
Yeah, he seems to like this car just a little bit better than he on Monday. He was really complaining about the setup on Monday in the hottish weather. It really makes for a challenging car. These colder temps and the overcast can kind of help with the feel of the car. It looks like he's liking it a lot better in fourth place.
Yeah, he's getting some pressure there by Fershing. We just talked to Fershing on that break, and Fershing's really looking good, being patient there, and so he's got a fast car too. So we're gonna see him probably maybe get around him here in the next lap or so.
Well, I'm having some technical difficulties, so I'll be right back. I'll just
We want to keep an eye on Allison. We talked about him earlier. He looks like he's faded back to 12th right now. I don't know if he's just buying some time or saving some fuel. I noticed he stopped there and got him some extra there on that last caution. So we'll keep an eye on that strategy.
Yeah, that 6th through 10th on that restart got kind of hairy. He might have had to back it up to kind of keep his car in good shape. So he's been quick. He'll make that pass as it goes underneath Joshua Buckley there, and he'll be getting back up to the front as quick as he can.
As we check back up front, looks like David Howard is going to the inside, to N1, to pass Haney for the lead here. It's definitely a good sign to hear as we talked to Fershing just earlier during that caution that the tire fall off is not as bad as we maybe thought it was, and how those guys that took two really look good. So I know Howard's got a good fast car tonight, so I think his car would work on 2 or 4. So looking really good tonight.
Yeah, Howard he's a really patient driver. He was up there for I think he pulled off 2nd place on Monday, and he knows the track. He's definitely got some good strategy, as these guys are kind of all single file now, and just kind of clicking some laps down.
all right, back in the booth I am.
You all good?
All good.
Good to hear.
So what'd I miss?
Well, I was just taking a look, guys, and Kevin O'Brien, I told you he'd have to be here and finish this race, and he just had some connection issues, and he's looking at it now. He's 2 laps down in 23rd position, so he's not in the chase as of now, so we're going to have to continue to keep an eye on that and see if he can get those couple laps back.
Yeah, it looks like I've still got him off the track, so hopefully he can get reconnected and get back on here without losing too many more. It's going to be tough to make up.
Yeah, you guys are right, and I just brought up the standings again. We've talked earlier about how important this race is. Kevin's currently 6th in points with 215 points, but he's got several drivers behind him, all within 6 to 8 points back. So he really needs to see some cautions here, as we have 45 laps to go.
Yeah, and as we take a look here, Fershing making the pass on the 938 of Patterson, continues to make that charge to the front.
Yeah, and it played out exactly like he said it would on the radio. He just kind of got that run, got inside, and Jeremy gave him the position.
Yeah, Jeremy's a very very respectful driver, and it's good to see him run up front, man. He's usually in the booth and over at Red Light, and it's good to see him out here. we look back here to, I was looking at 5th, and we talk about having capitalize on other people's issues. Hankins is running 5th right now, and I wish we had live updating on the points, but the way it looks now, you know, he would get into the chase. So we'll have to continue to monitor that and see how he continues to run here.
Yeah, he's definitely got some positions over Ricky, but you know, it's really tough to tell without that live update. We won't know until I get the stats updated on the website. And I was kind of joking around with these guys in practice, saying that I might take my time this week and update those points on Friday.
That is just cruel.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of these guys are anxious to see how it's going to work out, but you know, looking at Ricky Goodman, Hankins, and Howard, they're all right there at 1 point within each other, and Patterson running up front and Hankins running up front. It's going to be real tight there at the end, and with O'Brien having issues, we'll just have to see.
And we continue to see drivers go to the inside a little bit, trying to break that draft.
Yeah, they're definitely diving back and forth, and you know, that's like an IndyCar move, man. These guys do that kind of stuff all the time. So I like seeing it. It can get kind of hairy if you're you know, the one following, trying to follow the draft. You kind of feel like you're scrubbing off speed by moving left and right, but breaking that air could be important.
Yeah, and I was just taking a look back through the field and see, you know, Timothy Lewis had that little bit of issue earlier. He's made his way back up to 7th, so car looks like his boys got it fixed down there on pit road and got him back out there and got some speed back in that thing. It's good to see him trying to charge back up to the field.
So I know you were talking about Kevin O'Brien earlier and really being that cusp of being in the chase. Can we take a look at Kevin right now and see where he's at?
He's 5 laps down in 23rd. He had a connection issue, so he's back on the track now, but definitely got a long way to go here, so it'll be some trouble for him.
Yeah, and that's got to be frustrating. I'm sure, you know, he was looking forward to a good race tonight, and you know, if there was gonna be a mistake made, it was gonna be one that he made on the track, not a connection issue. So that's got to be frustrating. And just in front of him, we got the 2 of Josh Buckley. We haven't talked about Josh Buckley this evening.
Yeah, that's different than most races. He's kind of been mid-pack. There hasn't been any close encounters, and he's just kind of just riding along, running real hard here with Kevin, who's a lap down.
Yeah, we talked about it earlier. I was talking to his teammate Fershing, and he was saying that it almost didn't matter if, other than him showing up tonight, he was still going to obviously get in the chase, but Fershing, with him even winning, wouldn't gain enough points to pass him. So he's just kind of here cruising tonight. You know, Josh Buckley, he's always seems to find a way to be there at the end. So he's very smart and patient, and we'll just have to see how he does tonight. He ran good the other night in red light, so I'm sure he's going to be here at the end.
And it looks like we've got some hardcore racing going here as Calvin Allison tries to make his way back through the field.
Yeah, he's made his way back up to 8th here, and there's Patterson and Mahoney there seem to be falling off, and Allison's saving his stuff here. We'll see how this turns out.
Yeah, all these cars here are for position, so as Calvin makes that pass and kind of just pulls away, I think I hear some radio chat talking about thinking about pitting here soon.
Yeah, as we see Patterson get real wide there, I don't know if the tires have fallen off like you guys were talking about earlier, but he's definitely in that high line, and it's going to be a freight train if he doesn't, I don't want to say put a block, but he's got to get down into that lower line and protect it to a certain extent.
I actually just heard him call that he is pitting this time, so he might be trying to find some clear track, but that's really going to hurt him, having these cars go around him as he enters the pits. That's not what you want to see.
Yeah, we got the leaders on pit road here, and Fershing seems to stay out for another lap, so he'll lead a lap here.
Ooh, getting real loose there.
Oh
no!
Will we have trouble? Looks like that will bring the caution out.
do believe that was Nate LaFleur and Jeremy Patterson getting together, wasn't it?
It definitely was.
Yeah, it looked like on pit entry. He's already spoken up on the radio. He's like, my bad. So let's see if we can take a look and see what happened.
Ooh, he caught the apron there.
Yeah, might have caught those rumble strips, and he went for a wild ride on that one. Let's take a look at his in-car. You gotta keep in mind while we ride this in-car that he's in his Oculus when this happens.
Yeah, probably would have hurt.
Yeah, make me dizzy just watching it in this camera.
He was definitely slowing up to get in the pits and kind of hit that rumble strip, and then it was all over from there.
Yeah, he said listening to his radio, he says he thinks he hit the rumble strip, but's not sure. He's not really sure what happened, but I guarantee you that's what happened. He just kind of tagged that rumble strip, and that can really upset your car.
Yeah, he did. It's a tough break, man. I was really enjoying watching him run up front. He'll get in there and get the car fixed and hopefully recover from that, because he's had some good speed today. So.
Yeah, he's got that quick repair. Looks like the car's probably already back on track. He's still on the lead lap, so actually no, he is a lap down. So he'll be racing. You know, we still got 37 laps to go. We could see a lucky dog position, but he's going to have to fight to get in front of Jordan Beck.
So we're taking questions on Twitch there, on the Twitch chat. Let's take a quick peek at the schedule. You know, this is our last race going into the chase. We got 4, so we won't be taking any new drivers until the chase is done. But another one of the questions was really about, you know, where do I go to find out more information about it? And you want to head over to NAVSCAR.com. You want to fill out a league application. One of the admins will get back to you and get you all set up. Same thing goes with our sister league and the Red Light Racing League. There's the URL there at the bottom with the big red arrow. Just click on apply, fill out an application, and they'll get you squared away. But I believe both series are not taking new drivers until the chase is complete. And for more information, check out the websites.
Yeah, it looks like, you know, you spoke on it. We aren't going to take any new drivers until the chase is finished, but then we go into our 4 to 6 week, I think it's 4-week preseason Thunder series, which is like kind of a in-between seasons open series that we kind of use for recruitment, and we'll be accepting new drivers at that point. Those races won't be broadcast. We up in the booth kind of need our time off as well, and we'll put some new stuff together. And you know, going into the 3rd season of the year, we're going to be doing some changes to the cars. We're going to be running the A-class cars. We haven't finalized the schedule yet, but you know, hopefully finishing out the year, we should have some excited racing. And you know, let's speak a little bit about our probationary driver system. As if you notice that a bunch of our drivers have a 3-digit number, they do have a 9 in front of their number. That 9 just signifies that they're new to the league. This is their first season. So you know, we call them kind of like probationary, not necessarily rookies, but just kind of a little marker so everybody knows you know, who's who. Once you finish a full season and you meet the graduation requirements, we'll drop that 9 and you get your permanent number and your permanent position within the league. So we should see a lot of drivers kind of promoted into the league for next season.
Yeah, absolutely. And I guess I can cut away here real quick. We do have, as we're talking about the leagues, we do have a Sunday series that runs. It is currently the wrenching and racing open setup street stocks, and we had our first race on Sunday at Lanier. Great race, great turnout, and both series, both members from both leagues showed up, and we had some outstanding racing. We're going to Rockingham next week. I'm sorry, we're going to South Boston next week for 160 laps, and we're learning about setups. So if you have questions about setups, there's a lot of guys that can help you out. And we are taking applications for that one, aren't we?
I'm not sure how we're dealing with that one. That one is it is closed to both leagues, so red light or NAVSCAR members only. It is not an open series, but since the leagues are not currently accepting members, we might not be able to get people in there. We'd have to think about a way to do that. But yeah, it's a lot of fun, man. People were talking about that Sunday race for the first half of this week. A lot of people liked it. You know, what I was excited about it is that race goes up, you know, two and a half hours before the actual race starts. There's 2.5 hours of practice, and man, at 6 o'clock, there was a ton of drivers in there tuning their cars, so that was good to see.
Yeah, guys. I just wanted to say a little bit. We definitely had fun on that street stocks, man. Actually got to wheel my little street stock around there. Come home second the other night, so I was pretty excited to get back behind the wheel. Been going for a while, so fun to wrench on them, and definitely looking forward to the rest of the season.
Yeah, I like the you know, this was actually an idea of Raymond, one of the admins over at in NAVSCAR, just to kind of promote learning how to tune these cars. And street stocks are very simple cars to tune. There's not a lot of bells and whistles on them, so it's a good start, and a lot of camaraderie, a lot of people working together and just sharing their setups. And one thing that we're doing as a league is we're going to take that winning setup and put it up on our website for all to kind of, you know, take around and use. So that's cool, man. I hope it goes well. The touring series on Sunday is for that kind of stuff, just kind of playing around, doing different things, and who knows what we'll do next season.
Well, the pace lights are the lights are off on the pace car as we're getting ready to go green here. So we're going to see him get to double up, and we'll get ready to go racing.
I tell you guys, I want to take a look here at the 73. I think he only took 2 on that stop. So it's going to be kind of interesting to see how his car is, and he's been pretty aggressive here tonight. So definitely be fun to watch.
Did say he did have an 8.3 second stop, so that is definitely a two tire stop for him. We'll see how that restart goes.
Yeah, and you know, 2 cars behind him is the 945, and you know, I don't know if there was any issue between those two. You know, Dustin, you kind of talked about it. He was kind of early in the race to be racing that hard, but you know, it might have been just a racing incident. But you know, like any driver, they file that away in their memory banks, and they don't forget about it. So I'm curious if we see that 945 get a little closer to that 73 on older tires, or only taking 2, how that's going to go. So we'll have to keep an eye on that.
Yeah, and like I said, I was talking to Firschner, I was really surprised. Some of these guys have managed their tires well, so 2 tires as we come here to green. But 2 tires is going to be something fun to see how Jason can handle it, and he's been fast, so we're going to green here.
Green flag, and we're off. Keith Haney brings us down into 1. Calvin Allison in the inside there, gets inside on Jason Garrett, takes the position. Garrett's kind of stuck on the outside like you were talking about earlier, Mike. It's not where you want to be.
He's definitely fighting for that, you know, half a lane. He's not letting it drift up to the point where he'll be super slow. Definitely running it super aggressive. Let's see how he goes into 3 here.
Fershing with the position, 945 of Mike Mahoney. I don't know if he got into the 911 there, but he finds himself pretty close to the wall. I don't know if he got into it or not.
Yeah, Jason definitely cutting his corners off there. About took the front nose of the 915. John decided to give him that position. Probably not too happy about it.
Yeah, I agree, but you know, you got to kind of put yourself in that position. You know, not speaking ill on Jason or anything, but he's super aggressive. So, you know, you're a driver and he's around you. You might give him that extra inch.
And
there's a little tap by the 915. Jason saves it though.
Well, kind of. Yeah, I think we all seen that one coming a little bit, and I think it just goes back to what I was talking about previously. You know, those guys file that stuff in the memory bank, and especially when you're close like that. I'm sure John didn't forget what happened, you know, in going into turn 1 there.
Yeah, it's you know, it just goes to show that use a little bit of bumper, you can definitely make a pass. And Jason did a good job kind of saving it there. But, you know, what's going to happen now when these guys get back together?
As we take a look back up front, David Howard takes a look under Lewis, and it looks like Allison's going to follow him through there. They're going to pick up second and third.
Yeah, 2 fast cars, 2 strong drivers. You know, David Howard Jr., I believe, Dustin, was our second place finisher on Monday, wasn't he not?
He sure was, and he actually would have, probably with another lap or so, he was saying he would have got, thinks he would have got by him. He had a real strong car, so.
Yeah, he was asking for just another 5-10 laps for sure.
Allison is all over that back bumper. I think we're going to see him drift up to Howard there, get close, going into 1.
You know, we don't talk a lot about it, but Allison runs a 16-to-1 steering ratio, and you know that's a lot easier on the tires there. So I'm wondering, you know, late in the run, if that's gonna help him have a caution, nobody decides to pit, you know, or we got a long green run. How it's gonna affect his tire wear over that long run.
Yeah, in that last corner, we've seen him really pull up to Howard Jr. there. So different paint scheme, I think, on David Howard Jr.'s car, isn't it?
It's the one he ran Monday night. His red light.
Okay.
Yeah, he's
looks
got
good,
got some red light love on there for sure, representing that league, and it does look really snappy. I do like it.
I was gonna say, you know, having not made it into the top 5 all night on Monday, I wouldn't know what that car looked like. So thanks for letting me know, Dustin.
Jamie, you're a funny guy. I love you.
Nothing but love. Ooh, John Fershing Jr. just gets real loose coming out of that corner.
Whoa, nice move there.
Yeah, and David Howard Jr. looked like he got a little loose coming out of there too.
Yep, and Calvin just kind of turned left, capitalized on that, and just drove around him on the straightaway there.
And Kelvin is just cranking on that wheel going into the corner.
As I was taking a look back here, and Jason Garrett and William Long, you know, William Long had that trouble earlier. Oh, and it looks like the 73 loses it out of turn 4.
I was wondering about that. You know, he only went out there with 2. He was going at it hard with John Fershing Jr. and, you know, you burn him up like that, and next thing you know.
Well, that's a tough break for 73. Like I said, 2 tires are going to work for a couple guys. Some guys that don't. He was, like I said, he had a little pressure back there from William Long, which has been fast all night. So trying to recover from that earlier wreck, and just broke it loose. Didn't look like no contact, but
yeah, I didn't see any contact. I don't think Bill Long got into him at all. So I think that was just.
Jason actually bounces off the wall on the short chute and kind of comes down and hits that apron, and that turns him around. Yeah, Jason Long did a good job of avoiding him, but definitely didn't touch him. There's a good 1.5 feet in between them here.
that was definitely a good job by William keeping it off of him there, because he was right there, right in the mix.
I'm pretty sure he needed a tow after that, didn't he?
Yeah, he did hit escape, and he is towing now.
Here we go, guys. Decisions. It's only been about 14 laps since. Looks like everybody's going to come down pit road except Hankins. and Packer and Patterson stay out, as well as Albright and Frazier. So see how that works out for those guys.
Yeah, I think you called it, Dustin. I think we're going to see some bold moves here at the end of the race. You know, we got guys that are on that cusp, and they're going to do what they need to do to be up front, which is going to prove to be really interesting for these guys taking 4 and who has been fast all night. They're going to, you know, the last thing you want to deal with is the car in front of you, but add the complexity of, you know, cars that aren't as fast or on old tires to get in the mix. You could find yourself in an incident real quick.
There's your first call. Looks like Allison took 2 on that. So that's definitely going to change the strategy up for him. And like I said, not much tire fall off, so maybe a good call there.
Yeah, I'm going to go get a comment from Calvin because, you know, his original strategy was 4 all the time. I want to see why he changed that up. I'll be right back.
Yeah, so while he's doing that, I was surprised, Dustin, to hear that he was going to go with 4 all night. You know, Calvin is definitely more of a two-tire stop kind of guy. We've seen in plenty of races at the 1.5-mile tracks of him only taking 2 tires, really only taking 4 under caution or when it's advantageous to him. So, well, I'm interested to hear it on the report back from Mike.
He's like, oh man, it's all strategy, buddy. And then I'm like, well, what do you think? And he's like, oh, you'll see. He's got a plan.
That
like I said,
dangerous.
he's a true hooligan. He's got some trickery, but like I said, fall off of the tires hadn't been as bad as they thought they were going to be. So 2 tires here. His way his car's been tonight. Clean air might be a good mix. So we'll have to keep an eye on him, and all these guys that stayed out in front of him are definitely going to have to stop or going to be sitting ducks because. These guys back behind him got some really fast guys back behind him, as you see them.
Yeah, and he looks like he's coming back in again.
Calvin's coming back in, so that's interesting.
There's your strategy, boys. He's come back in to top that fuel off.
Is he going to change the left sides now?
Probably.
Yeah, I doubt he's burned enough fuel to even really make a whole lot of difference. I'm suspecting he's going to come in and get 2.
I don't understand what that would have accomplished, though. Oh, he blew it up a little bit. Oh, it's taking the right sides again, so I guess he changed his mind.
I would agree. That seems really counterintuitive.
I'm going to get a second comment.
So while Mike's gone, and you know, hoping we're going to be able to get a shot here of Brent Cowboy Rogers. We haven't talked about him all night. Rogers finds himself currently in 3rd place. He's been back in the field pretty much the whole evening, but I think he's definitely playing out some strategy here as well. What are your thoughts on what Rogers is thinking there, Dustin?
Old Rogers, boy, you can never tell about old Cowboy, but I tell you what, he's been hanging out in the back just riding, and him and Dale and Packer all had kind of the same deal, same plan going into this thing, talking to him earlier in practice, and I don't know if now's the time to to make that move of not pitting, but we'll have to see how it shakes out for him. Rogers has been away for a little bit, so I'm kind of interested to see how he handles this up front. He's got a lot of fast cars back behind him with 4 fresh Goodyears, so we'll have to see if they'll duck down here on pit road and change his mind about being out in front of these guys, or what.
Yeah, his last pit stop, though, you know, he's been in 9 times tonight, and his last pit stop was only 5.2 seconds, so I think he just came in, maybe got some gas there. Still, he's looking good right now. It's good to see him up front.
Yeah, absolutely. And while you were gone there, I was telling Dustin, hopefully we could ride along with Cowboy on the restart here. So.
Yeah, that can be done for sure.
I just want to give a shout out to my boy Andrew Packer. He's definitely a character, and he's a fun guy to be around, and good to see him up front here, and see if he'll hate to remind him of this, but the other night in red light he had a restart and kind of missed a gear. I hope you don't miss one here tonight and stack the field up. So we'll keep an eye on that here from Cowboys' view.
So let me add to the conspiracy theory, and I know we got the lights out on the pace car and we're getting ready to go here, but we've seen Calvin come in. We got a lot of the Hooligan Motorsports guys towards the front of the field. Is they're trying to get people into the chase. They are a team. Any team orders out there, you think?
There may be some team orders. We'll just have to see how this shakes out, but no telling. I heard a little chatter on the radio earlier. We'll have to see just how this shakes out, but Calvin's definitely trying to pack as much fuel in that thing as he can, hopefully thinking there might be a long green run here at the end, so he's planning.
Yeah, it looks like with this last caution though, everybody, at 16 laps, everyone's good on one more stop. So, if we get a caution with around 18, 17 to go, that's going to make it interesting. Here we go. Pace car's going to jump in here.
Green flag's out. Andrew gets a good start there.
Yeah, even Cowboy was really smooth on the gas. That was a perfect restart for him here. Looks like he's got a car on the other
faster
side.
guys here. Old Packer's jumped out there. He's been pretty decently quick today, so we'll see if that clean air helps him.
Yeah, now Cowboy's got Tim Lewis right behind him. Tim Lewis has been fast all night. He's going to want to get around these guys as quick as he can to get back up there into the lead. Tim's led a few laps tonight, and so.
Yeah, he dropped to the bottom here.
Had a couple different leaders tonight. Right now, Keith Haney's led 17 laps, and David Howard Jr. has led 16 laps. So I think it's going to be between those two who leads the most laps and gets that bonus point. That said, though, if Andrew Packer can stay out here, there's still 22 laps left. So Keith is he's making some moves.
So is it time to go? I mean, there are 22 laps, but this 2.5 mile track, is it time to go? Is it time to get driving aggressively? Is it, what's the thought process here?
Well, to me, it looks like Keith and David are going to be shooting to get away and break from these guys. He's we'll have to see, but could be time to go. We're going to have at least one more stop, it looks like. So. Yes. More than likely, these guys are going to save it for that last run, but they've been racing hard all night, so we'll just can't really tell the difference between them taking it easy and not taking it easy. So
Packer is just using those tires, running that high line. We got a three-way battle here between Haney, Packer, and Howard. Three-way battle. Somebody's going to have to give a little position. I don't know. It's getting awfully tight in there.
Here in line now. Looks like Keith's got that lead. David Howard in second. Andrew Packer is in third and slowly dropping. Keith's definitely on the move now.
Yeah, but Andrew's had a fast car all week long. He's put in some serious laps as we see a car hitting the wall there.
Yeah, there's a bunch of cars right here fighting real hard for position. We got two wide, almost four rows of it.
Yeah, it looked like old Cowboy got in the wall there and got a little bit of right front damage. So go full pack here.
Well, Kelvin on board with Calvin Allison. Interesting strategy he had going on that last round of pit stops, trying to make his way through the field. Currently in 8th. Now we're on board with Jonas, and currently in 7th with Kelvin knocking on his door.
Yeah, it looks like Calvin might have got in either to somebody, got a little bit of right front damage there. Probably not going to affect him too much. He's still going to be up on the wheel on that thing. So as he looks at the inside of the 913 of Hankins.
Jonas gives him room going into 3. Looks like Brent Rogers is having his hands full there. He's, I don't believe he took any tires that last time.
I don't think he did. He only had, let me take a look here. A 5.2 second stop, so yeah.
I'm looking, old Fershing, him and James, I hadn't talked about James Skelton in a long time, but he's definitely lurking back there in 6th.
Yeah, there's quite a battle back there going on too. Ooh, cars are getting a little squirrely there coming out of the corner. We got a lot of tight racing. Nate LaFleur looks like he's got some pretty good damage there on the front end of that car as well.
I was going to say, guys, we need to take a look back up front. Howard's got back around 987 Mahaney.
Looked like LaFleur went around. We got multiple cars in the wall. 927 Dan Haney there. Oh, that looks kind of interesting.
Yeah.
I know Nate went around. I just don't know if he got any help. We'll have to see if we can get that replay.
I'm actually hearing over radio that a 981 came across the nose of a 927. Was taking the blame for it. So, kind of a tough call there.
Yeah, here we see them going into the corner. 927 down low, 981 thinks he's clear or has the room and kind of comes down on him a little bit. At least that's my perspective. Obviously not in the car, but it's a close quarter race in there, and then that.
Yeah, that's interesting.
You know, guys, I look back at the replay. He knew he was there, but you know, I don't know that he came down. It was kind of a racing deal. Nate shouldn't be so hard on himself. I don't know. I don't see where he came down too hard on him, but it's a hard racing deal there.
Let's watch the RPMs here. Let's see what happens. Yeah, that just looked like a racing deal there. That wasn't crazy.
Yeah, I would agree. You know, Dustin, you were in the race with me on Sunday, and you know, me and Rogers were running 2 and 3 there, and it's just two different drivers, maybe with different turning points in the corner, and as a result, just we find ourselves under caution.
Yeah, like I said, man, they were racing hard there. Looking at the replay, though, it looks can't quite tell if it was retaliation or not, but
yeah, I watched it from inside. He doesn't gun it. Maybe he was stuck on the wall there. It looks like he probably couldn't get off, and then I don't know if he did it on purpose or not, but looked a little suspicious. I think we'll probably let that one go.
So is anybody get a lap back as a result of this? I know we're getting 15 to go here.
Don't think anybody was a lap down unless LaFleur was, and maybe O'Brien will get one of his laps back. Had to put him 4 down, but still ways to go, sitting back in 21st.
That was a crazy ride down pit road there with Nate LaFleur. It was a busy place to be. Old Butch. Butch in first place out there.
555 leading the pack.
It's good to see Butch out there. He's a clean driver. Great guy. You like to see him out there. I'm interested to see if he's going to come in and pit here. I'm hoping he doesn't stay out Unless he was on a different fuel strategy.
I
Guys,
think
I
everybody.
think he was. I think he was on a little bit different, but we might see him come down pit road here.
I think everyone might actually come in and top up with 15 to go. Unless everyone thinks that they can make it on that. They could probably make it on that last pit. So.
It doesn't look like Butch is looking for pit road anytime soon. He stays out there. Feels he's got enough gas to make it to the end.
That, or he's just making sure he gets the point right here, and then maybe he'll come down next lap. But we'll see. He's definitely gonna want to come in because everybody can go from here. So you're gonna want to come in and get pits. Nobody else is gonna pit after this.
Guys, I don't know if you guys were paying attention or if Haney had some issue there under caution, but the car definitely looked like he had some suspension issues. As he's the only car to come down pit road there. Not sure what was really going on. Looks like he come in and got 4 tires, maybe a quick repair, but he was running up front and don't know really what was going on there.
Yeah, and Butch Frazier being out front, he's currently 13th in points. He's quite a few back, about 20 or so back, so, you know, he's trying to get all the points he can, so.
Yeah, he's sitting now on pit road. I don't know if that team's got an ignition issue or what, but he's definitely got some kind of issue going on.
Well, you got the replays, man. Why don't you just hit rewind and see what happened there? You can let us know. Just do it at like 3 times speed. You'll find out real quick. That is kind of upsetting, though. He was definitely leading the pack. I hate to see him out like that.
Oh, as he was actually coming off pit road, he hit the outer pit road wall as he was trying to beat David Howard off pit road there, and seemed to take some right front damage pretty hard. So I don't know if he's already used his quick repairs or not, but he's still sitting on pit road.
Yeah, it can be tough. You gotta, you're trying to make up every position exiting pit road there without speeding, and yeah, sometimes it can bite you.
And guys, it looks like officially he's definitely taking that thing to the garage. Looks like the damage on the right front was just a little too much, maybe. And taking it back behind pit road here, so that's a tough break for Haney. He was definitely a fast car tonight.
So here's the thing. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, looks like Butch is he's committed now.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's kind of what I was going to talk about too. I mean, Butch is committed. It's we got 13. We're going to have 12 to go when we go green. I'm not. If I'm Butch, I'm not giving anymore. I'm not giving up positions. I'm not going to give you the spot. I might even go as far as maybe put my car strategically where I think it needs to be, even if that isn't. Even if I know the car behind me is a little bit faster, but it'll be interesting. You know, he's got Raymond Edge right behind him, and David Howard Jr. just right on the outside of him. So if I'm Butch Frazier, I'm in it to win it. So let's see if he can do what he needs to do here to put that 555 in victory lane.
Yeah, my only comment on that would be, it might not be letting people buy them, but without those 4 fresh tires, you're going to be having your hands full. People might be driving by him anyways here. We'll see how it goes. But Butch he's definitely capable, and he's a really good driver, and I've seen him race really hard and respectful, so should be making for an interesting finish here with 12 to go.
Yeah, and another strategy that can be played out here is, it's a long ways around the track, and as a result, we could find ourselves under caution. He just wants to be in the best position he can, whether it finishes under green or under yellow. So he's got the catbird seat. Let's see how he does. Pace car is in. We're going to get ready to go green here. Green flag, and we're off. Butch with a good start.
Oh, check Allison to the bottom here.
Yeah, Allison dives down there. I'm not sure what's going on with Raymond Edge. He didn't really have a good start. 3 wide in turn 1. Allison.
Whoa, man. Oh,
awfully close. Butch goes wide. Stacks him up behind him.
3 and 4 wide back here for about 8th and 9th.
That was an aggressive move right there by Calvin. It could be the move of the race here. Let's see if he can do something with it. I don't know about you guys, but man, my heart's pounding on that move.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and I think Butch did everything that he could do. He held that line, and you know, but it's time to go.
It is definitely go time, boys. We got 10 to go this time.
And I'll tell you, that move only works when these guys are getting up to speed. There's no way Calvin can hold it down that low, you know, entering the corners at full speed. So he definitely made a move. He knew what he was, what his car could do under that lower speed, and let's see if he can make something work with it.
Trying to break that draft.
Hey, we hadn't talked about Raymond Edge all night, but he's sitting there in the catbird seat in 3rd, and if these boys get racing too hard, you never know. Be right up there with them.
Yeah, Raymond was he was complaining about the track earlier in the race that he was real quiet because, you know, he was struggling. But good to see him in 3rd place. He can if he can keep a hold of it here, he can see a top 3 finish. He's going to have some challenge coming from John Fershing though behind him.
Yeah, Fershing's definitely on the move. He's probably going to eat him up here in the next couple corners.
Yeah, and there he is.
Calvin just bounced it off the wall.
But Calvin's got a little bit of right side damage there from,
oh, no.
from Butch, on that restart.
That was there was Raymond Edge. Not exactly sure what happened there. Looks like he's getting a tow.
That's going to be a tough break for Jonas. You know, he was one of those trying to get here into the chase. As I'm looking at the points, it's going to be pretty tough. Howard's in 2nd now. Edge just had some issues, and got to check back on Patterson here. But he was one of those that was going to try to capitalize on O'Brien's misfortune today. So, and we can't forget about Keith Haney. You know, he dropped out, so he wasn't that far off either.
Jonas takes the brunt of that.
Jonas was just wrong place, wrong time there. No fault of his own. Just one of those racing deals. He went for a wild ride there as well. Let's see if we can ride on board with him.
Looks like Howard might not be a little happy with Allison there. He gives him a little tap under caution and say, "Hey, buddy, I'm here." So that'll be a good battle here to end this thing.
Looks like Jonas had some damage to begin with, but nothing with what's going to happen right here.
Yeah, that looked pretty painful.
Yeah, it was a tough lick right there.
I tell you what, guys, like I told you earlier, Buckley seems to find a way to, be there at the end. He's sitting 5th right now. Time we go back green, never know what's going to happen, but he's put himself in a position here to take advantage. And you got Fershing back there in 3rd. He's ready to pounce. He's been fast all night. Definitely going to be a good ride to the finish.
So if you're Allison, do you take the outside or inside on the restart?
If I'm Allison, I'm definitely taking the inside. Allison's got some damage too, so hadn't seemed to affect him too much. But you never know. Howard's going to be starting beside him, so they're going to be definitely leaning on each other here on this restart.
Sounds like we have some people in the Twitch chat that are rooting for the 28. So obviously got a fan out there for the 28.
I'll tell you though, that right front is sticking up a lot there. I can't see him being the quick car with that damage.
Yeah, Howard's definitely gonna have a battle here. He's he's got some damage, and I'm telling you, don't be counting out the 915. He's back there lurking, and he's been fast all night. Now he's got a chance to have a restart with all these guys up here together. You got 6-7 cars that could win this race, man, that have been fast all night and going to have opportunity to have it here when we go back green.
So I think it's safe to say that nobody's worried about fuel at this point. Just got to think about what you can do, what kind of moves you can make. I bet we see these guys be super aggressive on this restart. You know, the way that these yellows have been coming out at the end here, you kind of want to make as many positions up as you can real quick in case that yellow does come out again.
Yeah, but I'm not sure if we're going to have a whole lot of laps here to go green if we find ourselves under caution again real quick. We're doing about, what, 3 laps? Almost 4, aren't we, under caution?
Yeah, I think if we do get another one real quick, we might have a 1-lap shootout. If we turn a couple laps, then I think it's going to be over if we see another flag. So we should be getting next time by as we cross right here. Let's take a look. Nope, looks like we have one more. So that you know, we'd be coming to the checker flag if we see a yellow. We'll see here how it goes.
Yeah, and I was wondering if you could just bring up Allison's stats there a little bit. I'd like to take a look at his. So we look at that fast lap of 49.958. We're probably not going to see that out of him here, but you know, the lap times between him and Howard Jr. are almost identical, and I am, like you guys said, a little bit worried about that damage he's got there in that right front quarter panel. I think that's, if I was him, that's not something I would want to see, but he's had a fast car all night, and so I think if he can keep it up front, he's not going to have an issue, but you know David Howard Jr. is coming for him.
Oh yeah, for sure. And you know, David Howard is in the same position he was on Monday when he finished the race, and you know, I don't think he's going to be happy with second place here. Get us any information there, Dustin?
Yeah, I was just down there on talking to the crew chief of the 28, and they got some damage. Said he don't really know how it's going to be on this restart because he didn't go that far after getting a little bit more of that damage. So I told him the boys behind him were coming, so he's going to make that thing about as wide as he can. But he's definitely kind of worried a little bit. He said the car's beat up pretty good, so we'll have to see.
Yeah, I think it's going to come down to how well of a restart he has. You know, we've seen guys botch the restart, you know, missing shifts and not getting the green. And I think we can get that car out there, and I think he'll be in a good position. If he drag races it down there with Howard Jr., I think it's going to be it's going to be interesting because, you know, like we've seen, guys turn at different points, and everybody takes a little bit different line. And most of the time, they intersect.
Yeah, you're right, Jamie. I think the winner of this race might not even be in the first row. So, like I said, we got a bunch of fast cars back there, and it's going to depend on how much each other, front row, leans on each other and uses each other. And it's going to be an awesome battle, man. We couldn't have set this up any better.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you bring out a really good point. James Skelton and Josh Buckley and Andrew Packer and Bill Long, they're all kind of sitting out, hanging out there in 5th through 7th. And, you know, Tim Lewis could also play a factor in this. But as they get sorted out and we're getting ready to go back to green, we'll see how it works out. Josh Buckley's obviously warming up those tires a little bit and dusting them off, and we're going to get ready to go. 5 at the line. So
yeah, I think I was going to say, if I'm Calvin here, I want to get a really good start and pray for a caution real quick. This is what I think he's going to need to win this race.
Yeah, and I'm interested to see what the 915 is going to do and the 986. So, you know, if these guys can get somebody behind them, you know, like we do see on the Super Speedway, Dale Jr. got his hand out the wall, you know, waving that car up and to push him along here. You know, obviously we don't have that same thing here, but, you know, he's going to want to push if he can get it. Skelton is really close to Howard Jr. there.
Green flag. Calvin gets an excellent restart.
Calvin goes up for the block. I'm not sure what he's doing. He's nice corner. Nice corner. Way to carry that speed in there, and we're under caution.
And we're under caution. To see if that's going to end it or not. That's tough there. It looks like Buckley and Packer and Lou. I can't see who else that was.
Ricky was involved there. But Buckley's obviously way in front of Goodman, so looks like Ricky got involved in somebody else's.
Yeah, it looks like these guys. Yeah,
Ricky was really holding back there.
Yeah,
the 911.
Bill Long there got a little bit loose, got underneath the 967 of Packer into Buckley, and 3-car turned into a 4-car incident there.
That's a tough break there for Ricky. He's trying to get into this points battle. We'll see how he ends up here, but it's going to be tight here.
So I can tell you a guy that is liking it. It's probably Calvin Allison.
Yeah, I was joking with him earlier. You know, this will be his third win in almost as many races, and talking about putting a wild card in a chase. He's definitely probably earned him a spot, but we'll have to go to the NAVSCAR trailer and talk after the race and see how that'll work out. But definitely had a lot of speed here, so.
And you know who's 9th in points, tied for 9th, is David Howard Jr. And, you know, if it's a first or a second place here finish, I have a feeling he may be bumping somebody out of there, as Ricky Goodman is currently in 8th. And he's only 1 point behind Ricky, and Ricky's going to finish probably 15th here is what I'm thinking.
Or worse. He's,
worse, yes.
Yep, and that's going to be a problem. Well, depending on incident points, Jeremy Patterson's only 2 ahead of him, so we'll have to see. That's a pretty tight battle there, and of course Kevin's going to fall out. And I really think Haney was in some trouble as far as points. Those other guys may leapfrog him. We'll have to see.
Goodman's car just blew up, so he's coasting down here to a spot.
Yeah, I hope he blew up before or as he entered there. I'd hate to see Jeremy get a black flag because he blew up.
Yeah, it looked like he blew up just as he crossed the line into the pit road, and he almost caused an accident because he had a driver behind him that wasn't really expecting that. Kind of looked like he had to check up there a little bit. I think that was Bill Long there in the 911, I believe.
Yeah, so tell you what.
Go ahead, Dustin.
I was just looking at the points here, and Kevin O'Brien, you know, we talked about him earlier being down. He's gained 3 of his laps. The 5 he had down, he's only 2 down now, and he's right on the heels of Packer and Goodman as far as finishing here tonight. So he may make it just by the luck of having some bad luck by other guys. So way to stick in there.
As he gets another one of his laps back right here.
Well, with Keith Haney having problems, you know, after last week, he went up 5 points, 5 positions. You know, I believe, you know, he's currently showing 21st after having to retire earlier. So, you know, we're definitely going to see a little change in the points. I'm not sure who's going to be the winners and who's going to be the losers of that. But, you know, if we do get a green flag here, which I'm not sure we're going to, it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, the lights are out on the pace car, but we'll have to see when they come to the line here if we're going to get a 1-lap shootout or not. I don't think so.
Yeah, they're still on right now. They could go off as we cross, and no, it's over. The race is over. We are going to come back with 1 to go, so, and the lights are still on. This race is in the books.
Well, that's a good fortune there for Howard being able to be up front there and take advantage of. It looks like he's going to make his way into the chase. We'll have to see how the final points work out, but
Yeah, and hopefully this, finishing under caution will, if there was some tension there before, maybe that's can be an opportunity to cool down as a driver. It was just escalating. It's almost like a teapot, right? The heat's just getting hotter and hotter underneath there. But now with maybe finishing under caution, these guys will let it go and head into the chase.
yeah, this chase is going to shape up to be a pretty good battle. These guys have. I knew they were looking forward here to Indy tonight, and a lot of fast cars here, and they're proud of all the guys. There was some cautions, but some really good side-by-side racing, some good battling. So it's good to see that, especially coming down to the chase. Seeing a couple guys have some misfortune, a couple guys taking advantage of it. That's what it's all about, man.
How about Nate LaFleur? I mean, we've seen him in a couple different incidents all night, and currently running fifth. A lot of guys aren't able to come back like that. That's pretty impressive to be running and get a top 5 finish out of this. Looks like he actually used a hoop repair that last time around, because I know he had some damage there. The car looks pretty good, so. Old Cowboy, he's running 10th. We got Jordan Beck, running 11th. Good run by Jordan Beck. Jordan's been kind of another newcomer, so good to see him with almost a top 10 finish there, just outside the top 10.
Yeah, guys, this is going to be pretty tight here on the points. David Howard definitely looks like he's probably going to make his way in, but between Ricky Goodman, there's 7 positions between him and Hankins, and they're only a point away from each other, so it's going to depend on the incident points, and it's going to be good to see when we finally get this final tally to go into the chase. A lot of hard racing here tonight, and a lot of misfortune.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, the one that worries me the most, honestly, is Keith Haney. Currently 5th in points. He had a good finish last night. He had to retire the car earlier than what he wanted to this evening. I think, I don't think anybody 5 and higher is safe by any means.
Definitely right. It's going to be close.
So Calvin Allison's going to be our winner tonight, and he's going to kiss those bricks. So congratulations to Calvin on that win.
Definitely a good race overall. We had some tough incidents, but I think overall these guys did a really great job here tonight.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you guys. Definitely David Howard finishes another second place finish here in Indy. Definitely had a fast car tonight. I'd love to see that go green, but he's going to finish, shotgun on the field again. So definitely have to get word from him, see how his night went tonight, and just a good job by all these guys tonight. Really clean racing.
Yeah, and it was definitely one of those races where it wasn't. We didn't see the field too spread out. There was consistent battling going back and forth, so it didn't matter if you were in 10th or 15th or 1st. You had around you had to mind your P's and Q's, but all in all, good race. So, Mike, do you want to bring down the race winner here?
Yeah, let's grab him. Calvin, man, that was an easy race for you. You're all over the field tonight, man. Tell us about the race.
It was very exciting. Not as exciting as New Hampshire, but I'll take 3 wins out of 5 races this season.
Yeah, not bad. Too bad we don't have a Kyle Busch rule here, or you'd be racing in the chase.
Hey, it's all good.
Yeah, absolutely. But you talk to any driver, they want to win at Indy. How does it feel to you know, put that car in victory lane?
Oh, it's awesome. I got to thank all the hooligans for help and all the practice that we ran this week. And I may have gotten to Butch a little bit on that final restart that we went green for a few laps, but I knew that's what it was going to take to win this race.
Yeah, that was quite a restart. We seen you guys going 3 wide there. I would agree with you. You got to do what you got to do. We were talking about it in the broadcast. There's only about 10 laps left, and you got to put yourself in position to win. And Butch was on a little bit of older tires there. We seen him kind of struggle after the 3 wide, but all in all, a great race. We were talking in the booth here about the damage that you had and sustained on the right front quarter panel of that car. Talk about it a little bit. Was that affecting you at all out there?
Well, when the caution come out was actually after I just slammed that wall on the exit of 1. I was really trying to cook it around through there. I knew David had a good car, but I knew if I could get at least a second or so ahead of him, he wouldn't have nothing to catch me with the closing laps. But that last start, I just knew I had to get a good restart, and I figured the boys behind me would take care of themselves and it'd finish under caution.
Yeah, it kind of played out for you right there. I think you had no chance, man, under green, just because of the damage on the car. But I was saying that your job there was just to keep your lead until the next caution came out, and I think it played perfectly for you.
Yeah, it don't get much easier than that right there.
Well, good deal, Dustin. You got anything for a race winner tonight?
Yeah, I just want to congratulate you, buddy. You were my pick tonight, and I ain't gonna brag on myself, but I know how to pick them. So good job out there, and I appreciate all the work we've been working on this car all week, and I have to say you're definitely up on the wheel on this thing tonight, and had a pretty good strategy, and I just want to congratulate you on your good run tonight.
Thank you, sir. It was fun coming from the back. Everybody kept questioning why I was pitting so much. I just like coming through that traffic.
Well, good deal. We had a comment from the Twitch chat. They wanted you to climb the fence like Fat Tony. So I don't know if you can do that virtually, but just a quick comment out there from people in the Twitch chat room there. But anybody want to give a quick shout out to tonight?
I want to give a shout out to all the hooligans: Butch, Brent, Dustin, Jordan, Andrew, Raymond, Dale, Andy Ash. Hopefully he can get his car back together and get back on the track so we can have a big old team.
All right.
Thanks for the chat, man.
Yeah, thank you guys.
All right, we're gonna let David cool down. I know he's a little heated from this race, and I don't blame him. It was a pretty rough race for a couple drivers, and I think he's too heated for a radio chat tonight. So we're gonna skip him. We'll bring down James. James, buddy, 3rd place. Good to see you. Top 3 finish, man. Tell us about your race.
Yeah, that was definitely interesting. I was trying to stay up front, and then I made a pit stop, I think probably 15, 20 laps in, and only had, 3 laps on my tires, and I came in and got bad track position, and then got some damage, and then had to work my way up there, so I'll take a top 3.
Yeah, we were saying, the back 3, 2, 3 rows, those are going to be the guys to watch if we could get a clean restart there. But that caution kind of just prevented you guys from having any chance at getting by Calvin. He locked out on that one. He had some damage from running it hard into the wall, and I think the cautions just kind of played out for him there at the end. But I think you would have been looking pretty good for a top two or a win there at the end.
Yeah, I was pretty much saving my tires pretty much the whole race, and then I noticed that he had some damage, and then David said he had a little bit, so I wanted to fight for it, but I also wanted to sit back a little bit because I thought there might have been a pretty good chance they'd get into it.
Yeah, absolutely. And this was the last race going into the chase. You were currently sitting 4th going in. Yeah, you had a kind of a comfortable lead with 228 points there. But was it weighing on your mind knowing you had to have a good race?
Yeah, it definitely was. I was really top 10. I would have just been happy just to get in the chase. So I was racing, I would say probably fairly conservative, 90-95% of the race. And so Yeah, it was on my mind.
Well, good deal. I'm pretty sure you're going to be in, but you know we got to do that final tally here at the end. Dustin, you got anything for our third place finisher here, James?